Welcome to the coldest town in the Dominican Republic and all of the Caribbean. This is the charming mountain town of Constanza. The town is famous for cultivating flowers and vegetables such as potatoes, peppers, carrots, garlic, and so much more. Temperatures year-round average about 65 degrees, and it sometimes even snows in the winter, giving it the nickname the Switzerland of the Caribbean. We're here to experience the culture of this farming mountain town. If you're new here, we're Cole and Emily Cruz, a couple in our 30s who quit corporate America to chase what sets our soul on fire: travel and adventure. Our sailboat is our vehicle for exploration and what brought us to the Dominican Republic. We've left the boat at the dock to do a few weeks of land travel, and we're on a quest to experience as much as the DR as possible. We just left Santo Domingo a couple of hours ago, and we are headed up. And by up, I mean up in the mountains. It's truly hard to believe that we are still in the Caribbean.
So we just started our drive up the mountain, and it's been raining for the last hour. And as we came up the mountain, we saw all these vehicles just parked on the side of the road. Well, what in the world's going on? So we just keep going, like slowly past them. Finally get up to the police, and they say, oh, there's been a bad wreck, and everyone's waiting. And this is the only way to get to the mountain town that we're trying to get to. So we have to wait for the community wreckers here to get this semi truck off the side of the mountain. Hopefully it'll be done in the next half hour or so.
So apparently there were two guys in the semi truck, and they were coming up the mountain carrying bricks, and they actually had brake failure, and that caused them to roll back. So thankfully it's not any worse than it was. The two guys are okay.
As we're waiting for traffic to start moving here, Emily and I were just talking about, as we were going down the mountain, that there are no runaway truck ramps here. You know, in the US, especially if you're going through the mountains, any type of steep grade, every once in a while you'll find a runaway truck route. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, we actually have a couple people that are truck drivers that watch us and have commented before, and I apologize, I don't remember your names, but my guess is because they were going uphill, the truck driver missed when he was downshifting, and therefore he couldn't get any more juice uphill, and then when he went to go hit the brakes, it just kept rolling backwards. But who knows, maybe it was a true brake failure. But you truck drivers out there, you guys probably have something to say about this. What do you think?
This is so beautiful. Truly amazing.
Oh my. Well guys, we have stopped at a little mountainside cafe for a cappuccino. Who would have known that the Caribbean has mountains like this? It's a good looking horse. It's small, but... I think it's a mule. Is it a mule? Yeah, this is a mule, Em. Guys, you just gave her the horse and she's just going away with it. Oh my gosh. How funny. So we pulled up here just because we saw the mules working the potato field here, and they're plowing up the potatoes. And these guys, I put the drone up and they saw me put the drone up and they wanted to come over really fast and see it. And they asked Emily, hey, you want to ride the horse? So she's literally going down the street on the horse.
Okay, that was so much fun. I just told them through Google Translate that I grew up riding horses in America, but I'd never ridden a mule through potato fields. That was a new one, but these are the authentic experiences that we're looking for, that just kind of happen. They can't be planned. They just, you know, you pull up somewhere and you stop because you think it's cool, and next thing you know, you're riding through the potato field. Like, that was awesome. First impressions of Constanza. I love it. The drive here has been so beautiful. And the people are just so nice. It is more motivating than ever to learn Spanish because I just wanted to talk to them. It's so hard, you know, typing in a phone or like voice to text, and you just miss out on so much when you just can't physically communicate.
Saw this butcher shop, so we decided to stop in here and try and get our provisions for dinner. So we know that Airbnb has a charcoal grill on the back porch, so we decided once we drive up the mountain, we're not going to come back down for dinner.
We see this really nice vegetable stand, so we just stopped off.
Oh wow, these are carrots.
Remolacha.
Whoa, grande!
Granota.
Whoa! Look at this one. This one looks like it has fingers.
Oh, it's onion. I guess it's green onions.
Wow,
Yeah,
those
green
are
onions.
massive.
This is chives, or the bulb of the chive that's dried out.
We got 5 potatoes, 3 peppers, and the zucchini squash.
Yeah.
For how much?
It was 200 pesos. So that's like,
Couple bucks, basically.
yeah, $3.
Yeah, and it looked really nice. We do need to be careful stopping at fruit and vegetable stands because the cleanliness practices of a lot of these places in the DR is definitely questionable. But since we are going to wash them and then cook them, so I'm not concerned about it.
I pulled over to check out this crop because I want to have some fun with you guys at home. The person who guesses what this is, we're gonna send you one of the Adventure Cruise tumblers from shoptheadventurecruise.com, our merch store. This is one of our favorite tumblers. You see us drinking from it all the time. And if you can guess what this is, we'll send it to you. Be sure to tune in to next week's video where I tell you exactly what crop this is.
One thing I've noticed on our drive is that the weather can change really quickly here in the mountains and throughout the mountains and the valley. Of course, we saw the rain earlier, and then it was sunny, and then it was foggy, and then the fog cleared, and now it's raining again.
So these cows just came from the hill across the road, and he's dragging a rope connected to his nose.
Hey, buddy, you want a chip? Potatoes, fritos?
I think this is green beans here, and it's literally on the side of the mountain as we're climbing this mountain.
The road to get up to this Airbnb is quite sketchy. Literally, right there is off the side of the mountain. It's raining now, unfortunately. I wish we could put the drone up and show you exactly what this looks like. But there's not much room for error here. We rented an SUV for the month, but it is not 4-wheel drive.
So this road is, so far, it's pretty well maintained, except for, I don't know about this. Yeah, so that's the second ditch that they've dug across the road to allow for water to escape without having any washouts. But the road is, it reminds me of Georgia clay. As we're going up here, this front wheel drive SUV is slipping at times, which I'm trying to be very careful and not let it do.
Whew, what a journey to get here. Oh my goodness, but this place is so cute. This is gonna be our home for the next couple of nights as we explore Constanza. It is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. However, there is a residence that's locked on the bottom, but where we're staying is up top in the 1-bedroom, 1-bath. Cute little place, off-grid Airbnb, and man, the view is so stunning. Oh my goodness. We're gonna spend the next little bit getting unpacked and getting settled, and then we're gonna cook dinner here at the house and enjoy this view. There's a sweet little bird on the tree here, and there's no way my lens will be able to pick it up.
I just got the grill going, and we hear all these chickens out here. And Emily goes, I wonder where the chickens go when it's raining. And I said, oh, I'm sure they go, get some protection somewhere. And as I'm grilling, I noticed that all the chickens come running down the hill because it's kind of stopped raining. It's just sprinkling now. And next thing I know, one after one, they just jump up into this tree. So I tell Emily, grab the camera, we'll film this. And she goes, oh, but I gotta go see them.
I don't know how I'm gonna get back up.
I don't know how either. You were certainly on a mission. Dixie. I hope you guys at home appreciate this as much as I do. This girl sometimes, just to get the shot, she goes all the extra mile. Don't fall. Hold on. They're talking to you. Dixie, what do you think? What do you think?
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'd never seen chicken in trees before, so I thought it might be cool to see. And it was. I didn't want to get too close though because I was afraid the hen might try to flog me because she was sitting on 2 chicks on the branch. But nevertheless, that's where they go to sleep at night.
She was mad.
She was mad at me, yes. So when it gets dark, they go to sleep, which is basically what we're gonna do tonight because this house runs on solar. And it has about...
we haven't talked about that yet, have we?
It has about 1/10 of the amount of solar that we have on our boat.
Maybe 1/100th.
Is that an exaggeration?
No, it's like there's literally 100 amp hour 12 volt battery.
Yeah.
Which is nothing.
So the fridge turns off at 8 o'clock and turns back on at 8 a.m. And there's not many lights in this house, so we're gonna become one with nature for the next few days. When it gets dark, we're gonna go to sleep.
Probably really hard to see out here because there's not much light, being that this house is off grid. But we've got a 1 grill meal, as I would like to call it, instead of a 1 pot meal. We've got some potato wedges, we've got some roasted bell peppers, and we've got some spaghetti squash. I don't know where the army is, but you guys at home, go ahead and tell them that we're done cooking now. They can come eat. So I have to say, I have not cooked on charcoal all that much, but that being said, I knew it was a charcoal grill here because that's what it obviously said in the listing, but I didn't quite know how big of a charcoal grill. So my little bag of charcoal that we bought at the store was certainly not enough. Thankfully, the groundskeeper here has cut firewood for us. So I lit the charcoal, realized that I couldn't get the grill over like 150 degrees because it was just too big for the amount of charcoal I had. So then I just came downstairs, grabbed as much of the firewood that would fit into the grill as possible. And then an hour later, after letting that all burn down, I was finally able to put our groceries on the grill. So now it is 2.5 hours later and we are finally getting to sit down.
It's dark.
It's very dark. The one thing about this Airbnb is the view. This is why you come to the top of the mountain, is for this view. And what's really cool about this Airbnb that differs from the others is that when you look down into this valley, you're looking at a farmland. And as you can see, that whole mountain range on the other side there is all crops. definitely something to keep in mind if you're going to book this Airbnb. Oh, and by the way, the Airbnb link is in the description below if you are interested in staying here. Definitely bring everything that you need, because once you get up on top of this mountain, you are not turning around to go get a gallon of milk at the store. You definitely want to have at minimum an SUV with some clearance, but preferably a four-wheel drive vehicle to get up here. It is an off-grid property, so there is no microwave. Running hair dryers, hair straighteners, anything of that sort is completely out of the question. Other than that, this place is pretty cool. So we learned that there is a road to come up the mountain on and a road to go down the mountain on. So two different roads, and we learned that by a little bit of translation and body language and pointing and directing from the old gentleman here that is the groundskeeper. He is just a really nice old man. And so we finally figured out that whenever we go down this mountain, down this hill, we do not come back up unless you have four-wheel drive, or as he said, chains.
Oh, he's tied up.
He is?
By the nose. Hi, buddy. Never a dull moment in the mountains of Constanza. Man, what are we passing now? Is this
this is all cabbage.
Cabbage?
Yeah, it looks like they've already harvested a lot.
Wow. So there's more crops grown here in Constanza than anywhere else in the entire country. Right now we're passing cabbage, we've seen potatoes,
Carrots, celery,
garlic, onions.
yeah.
I would love to just
Squash,
get
zucchini.
get on one of these farms and just see all there is to see.
Hola. ¿Qué lo que? So below us here is all lettuce. There's different kinds of lettuce, but the main crop right now is butter lettuce. So as we were just driving and passing by these farmers on the side of the road, I noticed that one of the guys had a drone in his hand. And I said, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm surveying the property here." And he spoke English, so immediately both Emily and I looked at each other like, okay. Come to find out, he has a organic pesticide and herbicide company, and he said that this afternoon he would love to show us around. So we might actually get to go to a couple of these farms and learn about it, as Emily was just wanting to do just a few minutes ago. So that's a perfect contact that we just made. So you might be hearing us say "que lo que," which literally translates to "what is what," and it's kind of the Dominican slang, if you will, for saying "que pasa" or "what's up." And it's so funny because not only is it fun to say "que lo que," but everyone just has a huge smile on their face when they see a bunch of gringos driving by with a camera in their hand saying, "What is what?" And what we learned, if you watched our last video that was in Santo Domingo, and we were getting a tour of the colonial zone by our friend Jorge, he was telling us that whenever you say tranquila or tranquilly,
Tranquila.
Yeah, whatever, that means like all is good, or like don't worry, no worries. And so it's one of the response you get from saying that. So this is a field that has already been bedded and ready to be planted, it looks like. But one of the things I'm noticing is it has all this white dust over top of the bed. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm thinking that that's probably what we know as lime, which is just adding nutrients back to the soil.
Now that we have made it down to the mountains, let's talk about our plans for today. So we're gonna go on a little driving tour and go to a popular waterfall here in Constanza.
360. Hola.
Oh my God.
Look at that.
Wow.
Romaine lettuce, right? Romaine, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, all right.
Muchas gracias.
Yeah, muchas gracias. Just uno. We bought some hiking boots because we didn't have any good shoes to hike in, but we really need long socks for the hiking boots. So we're hoping that in this little town we can find something.
We just passed a store that looks like they have shoes. Their door was open, so I could see as we drove by. So fingers crossed we can find some socks for our hiking boots.
Ooh,
as thick as possible.
I think these are Yeah, these are nice.
Ah, okay. I don't get Spanish. It's confusing. So I put in my Google Translate when we went into the store, do you have tall socks? And it came as calcetines. I'm not saying that right, but anyways.
Calcetines altas.
Yeah, it came out as that, and she looked at me weird and picked up pants, and I said, no pantalones, because pants is pantalones, and then I typed in something else, and it came up as medias, and I tried to say it, and she was still confused, so I just showed her the phone, and she's like, ah, and then got the socks. So I don't know if socks is calcetines or if it's medias.
Someone please give us a lesson
I don't
in
understand.
the comments section below. What's going on here?
It's all about the context. Like, words mean so many different things.
Man, that looks nice.
Delicioso.
Oh, that smells good, man. Good job, good job.
So we're on the way to a waterfall and we just had to stop. This is unlike anything we've ever seen before. Farming on the side of a mountain, farming in the valley. And as soon as we pulled over, I could hear a woman singing in the valley. And it's just incredible how well sound travels, because there's a man down here plowing with 2 oxen, and I can hear him when he is calling to the oxen for them to go. It's so wild. So of course I got my big lens out, my 150 to 500, so I could try to get as close on them as possible just to capture what we're seeing. This is why we love full-time travel, to go to places that we've never experienced before and see and learn about how people live, and this just makes my day.
I don't know if you guys can see it from the camera. A lot of times the camera doesn't do things justice, like waves when we're out in the middle of the ocean, right? They can be 15 feet tall, and the camera just doesn't show that. Well, same with this mountain or hillside. I don't know if you guys can see or not, but that entire hillside right there is all being harvested right now of red onions. And I'm just telling you, like, that is so steep. I can't imagine, 1, plowing it, 2, planting it, and 3, harvesting it. Like, that is insane to me. I don't know, maybe I'm just like this Florida boy that has seen farms all his life that's just flat fields, but to me, this is crazy. Well guys, we made it to the parking area. We've got a path to hike up to the waterfall now. When you first get here, you walk right up to a gazebo and you can't really, I mean, you can see the waterfall, the bottom one, but you can't see the whole thing. So we're gonna walk up this next path across the bridge to, looks like a platform that's at the base of the waterfall. Can't come to a place like this and not put the drone up. Drone footage starting now.
We have made it to Salta de Aguas Blancas, which is made up of 2 waterfalls here. The water here has one of the highest altitude cascades in the Caribbean at a little under 300 feet. Pretty impressive, and man, is it beautiful. We took a little nice walk in the rain now that we are back down the mountain and are grabbing some lunch at La Esquina Gastro Bar. And there's some people sitting beside us who got this strawberry drink, and it is just fresh strawberries. It tastes a little sweet, a little tart. It really doesn't taste like they put any sugar in it. Really tasty. And then we ordered some pollo croquetas, which looks like a cheese stick on the outside.
So this is Manuel and his wife Marielle. Yes. It's so hard for me to roll my R's. I apologize. So Manuel's brought us to one of his clients who is a cabbage farmer. And this is one of their fields. And what's so funny is we're driving through town and there'll be building after building after building. Then there's an empty lot. And next thing you know, the empty lot's got carrots in it or some other crop. And he was just saying that it doesn't matter if there's a piece of soil available, they will plant it here in Constanza. We're talking about planting on the side of the mountains, which you guys have heard me talk about already. But just even through town, like there's houses, and then an empty lot. And next thing you know, it's full of some crop, right? Here we are with Manuel at a cabbage farm. This is just normal white cabbage that we would see in the grocery store. And right now you can see that it's just big and blossom, right? It's massive leaves. And this still needs about 2 more months of growth. And what will end up happening is the cabbage leaves will start to come together. And next thing you know, you're gonna have a nice tight head of cabbage right in the center, which is what we all know at the grocery stores. So incredible to just see the agricultural business here in Dominican Republic. Not only are they growing it locally for the consumption here in the Dominican Republic, but they're also exporting it to the US and to Europe.
Estamos bien.
Wow. How long until these are ready to harvest?
45 days.
45 days, okay.
So if you guys haven't figured this out yet, I geek out on the farming and all that stuff. Like, I just think it's so cool. And one of the reasons for that is because my grandfather was a watermelon farmer in the state of Florida. This method of raised beds under biodegradable plastic is something that I remember as a kid, my grandfather using. I remember when it first came out. Before, it was all sand beds with big irrigation guns, and they would have to move the irrigation guns every 4th or 5th row, and it would shoot water everywhere. And then they came out with this tape method of farming, and there's a drip irrigation that goes underneath these plastic beds. And what that does is it keeps the humidity as well as the moisture content inside the bed. There's a main line of irrigation that goes through the middle of the crop. And then from that hose, you have your tape or your small lines of water that go to the end of each row. So it splits it in the middle, right? And if you go to the end and you feel it and there's no water pressure, that means you have a leak somewhere here in the middle. And I remember as a kid, my grandfather would ask me to run and check all the very ends of the beds.
Cole could be a farmer, huh?
So that's your product there.
This is mycorrhizas. It's a fungus that was treated with the roots. They give food to the roots, and the roots bring sugar to them. And then that's why they multiply with mycorrhizas. This is a combination of fungus and bacteria together, beneficial ones.
Wow, these are big plants.
Yeah.
How long ago did you treat them?
We treated last week.
For the first time?
First time, yeah.
Wow.
You can see a huge difference, not only in the color, but also the size of the plants.
You can
too.
see the plants before used to be like, down, and
Yeah.
now you can see it's
Yeah,
like
they're just
stand up.
They're perky.
Yeah,
You can see the perking over there. You can
Yep.
see the stand up of the.
Had to get some strawberry preserves at this little cute strawberry market.
Manuel and his wife are taking us to this lovely coffee shop, which we actually passed earlier today on the way to the waterfall, but it was not yet open. For some reason, on Tuesdays, they open at 3 o'clock, but I'm happy to be here now. It's just so cute.
Guys, I have to say, the organic way of meeting people, like we were literally just driving down the road and I saw them and we just start talking. It can't get any better than this.
We are back at the Airbnb, and tomorrow we are headed to Jarabacoa, where we have more exciting adventures planned and can't wait to share it with you. Hope you enjoyed this video and learning a little bit about the farming community here in this charming little mountain town. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment because we always love hearing from you, and make sure to also smash that subscribe button. We'll see you next week.